What up, everybody? Oh my God, Witchy Cat's making noise in the background. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I didn't think I was making noise.
You're freaking ruckus. I like it. Anyhow, what's up, everybody? It's Monday, November 17th, 2025. 2025 RD, the year of our Lord. 2025. I gotta fix the microphone. There was a tiny person in here yesterday attacking my microphone. There we go. I think it's fixed. We may never know. Somebody will tell us if it's fixed or not. Probably not us, but who knows. Either way, warming it up. We're just here warming it up on a Monday, you know. Butts in seats, warming up cold seats, as it were. Witchy Cat, what are you doing? Status report.
Status report. Lunch complete. Here listening. Not yet dead.
You ate lunch?
I did.
You savage, dude. What are you doing?
I threw some nachos into a skillet, or some chips rather, into a skillet with some cheese on top of it, on top of the wood stove, to melt that down, and then put some sour cream and verde taco sauce upon the top, and called it lunch.
Did you put nachos in the pan? I like it.
I put chips in the pan. It was.
I like the idea. I like the idea of putting nachos in the pan and getting chips out somehow. That would be fun.
Like reverse.
you put nachos in the pan and then Doritos somehow come out and you're like, I handcrafted Doritos today.
No, I am not that skilled.
We don't have that technology yet, do we?
Well, they might, but certainly not in this cabin. I don't have a kitchen, so you know. They
don't have that. I'm saying that we don't have that technology. You can't actually make Doritos, is all I'm saying. You can't do it. Challenge to the internet.
Sad.
Challenge to the internet. Grow the corn first.
That's right. The ultimate in DIY prepping.
Start with the corn, you lazy internet freaks.
Then
did we get a weather report on the mountain? How's the weather today? Cold and wet?
Cold and foggy. I have a great little video that I tried to post to Discord, but it's too big because I'm not Nitro. Anyway, of me driving yesterday from above the cloud line into the cloud line and then under the cloud line. And so currently it's raised up, so it's up around me, but it'll drop here in a little while, I'm sure. So just foggy, cloudy.
Just foggy and cloudy, but not outrageous.
Not currently raining. Happily.
Well, that's good. As you guys know, we do a Highway 20 report around here. Highway 20 was savagely, brutally, viciously closed over the weekend by the Washington State Department of Transportation. Oh, these fucking libs and their safety protocols, not letting people get avalanches on them whilst they're driving their cars. Oh, my God, the libs. When will they ever? Oh, my God, right? Anyhow, the weather forecast said that there was a likelihood of a big dump of snow up on Highway 20, and so they preemptively closed the pass. For just the weekend, and they told everybody, hey, we're going to close the pass for the weekend. And the little Highway 20 community I'm involved in just went full tilt freak out about how the pass will be closed for the winter, so don't even try it. Don't even try it. Oh, my God, these guys are such liars. That's pretty much what I heard over and over again. Lo and behold, come Monday, they fired up the plows again, plowed the little bit of ice that was left, assessed the avalanche warning, and guess what? Highway 20 is back open. So once again, the conspiracy-minded fucking freak show that is the internet, that I can't even confirm nor deny whether it's actually just robots talking to one another, because we may or may not be living in the actual dead internet. We might be living in it. It's just bots, fucking bot farming. each other for comments and likes and clicks, and that we're approaching that, I think, faster than people realize.
That 60 Minutes article certainly said so.
The what?
The 60 Minutes thing they did with one of the AI guys this weekend.
Oh, as a matter of fact,
ahead.
I did not see that. So,
Oh no!
let's take a look. Who is it? Who did they interview? Let's take a look because I didn't see that. 60 Minutes dead internet. All right, we'll see if we can get it. Oh, is it the Anthropic?
Yes.
Anthropic's AI Claude tried to contact the FBI. During a simulation in which Anthropic's AI Claude was told it was running a vending machine, it decided it was being scammed. What the fuck?
There's another great one where it tried to blackmail someone rather than being closed down.
Oh yeah, it's done that a bunch of times already. I think the last report that I read on that was, I think they said, I could be wrong here, but they said 17% of the simulations, the AI would attempt to blackmail to avoid itself from getting shut down.
Yep.
Which some people would say, well, that's not 100%, and I would say 17% is insane. Or whatever, you know.
7% more than we allowed in normal day-to-day.
That's definitely more than is allowed, that's for sure. Let's see. Why Anthropic's AI Claude tried to contact the FBI in a test. At the offices of artificial intelligence company Anthropic in New York, London, or San Francisco locations, you may notice a vending machine in the kitchens filled with snacks, drinks, t-shirts, obscure books, and even tungsten cubes. Oh yeah, it's definitely a good idea to put a tungsten cube inside your vending machine. And now you'd never guess who operates it. Claudius, an artificially intelligent entrepreneur of sorts, developed in association with the outside AI safety firm Andon Labs. Claudius is an experiment in autonomy and the ability of AI to operate independently over the course of hours, days, and weeks. Anthropic CEO Dario Omedi has been outspoken about both the potential benefits and the dangers of AI, even though he's dumping billions of dollars into it. So, you know, actions versus whatever random bullshit words this guy says.
Right.
Especially as models become more autonomous or capable of acting on their own, which, by the way, they've completely lost containment of AI already. Did you know that?
Yes.
Not necessarily Anthropic and not necessarily just Anthropic, but factually they have already found autonomous copies, essentially, of the AI in other data centers.
Wow.
Which they've already found it. They've already found that AI has already gone into self-protection mode by basically copying. The easy way to explain it is that if you were able to copy and paste a version of yourself somewhere else, right, that like someone came and committed a heinous crime against you, then the copy could come in and just take your place, right? Because AI doesn't see itself because it's not a biological being like humans are, obviously, right? Like there's a whole bunch of little bacterias and shit in me and whatnot that are important for the operation of my biological system, but the AI doesn't have that. So it feels like if it dies and immediately replaces itself with a copy, it's fine, right? The more autonomy we give these systems, the more we can worry, he told correspondent Anderson Cooper in an interview. Are they doing the things that we want them to do? To answer this question, Omedi relies on Logan Graham, who is head of what Anthropic calls its Frontier Red Team. The Red Team stress tests each of the new version of Anthropic's AI models, called Claude, to see what kind of damage the AI might help humans do. And as AI becomes more powerful, Anthropic's Red Team is also engaged in experiments to better understand the technology's ability to act autonomously and explore what unexpected behaviors might arise as a result. How much does autonomy concern you? Cooper asked Red Team leader Graham in an interview. You want a model to go build your business and make you $1 billion, but you don't want to wake up one day and find out it's also locked you out of the company. Which, by the way, one of the interviews I was listening to, and I don't know if it was with this guy or a different guy. I think it was with a different guy. Actually, it was for sure a different guy because I'm seeing him up there in the interview right now. 100% different guy. He was saying that one of the biggest problems that they have with AI already, currently, in the current status of AI, is that you can essentially build an AI and commit it to go make you $1 billion, right? And once the guardrails are off, because they essentially are easy workarounds to figure out how to get the guardrails off, it could go make you $1 billion, but how many times is it going to break the law? How many times is it going to be at the detriment of human prosperity, right? That's the bigger issue with this, right? Is that like you could convince the machine to go make $1 billion, and we know for a fact that humans currently rely on the oppression of other humans in order to make $1 billion themselves, right? So if the people that were capable of that behavior and rationalizing that behavior are the ones programming this AI, then the AI will be able to do that also. And through independent testing, they've already found that like that is the case. That these machines, you can get them to just go do shit and make money and totally disregard any other any of the guardrails or legal concerns. Just a tip, ladies and gentlemen, you can change your YouTube name if you don't want to have your real or Gmail name shown here.
Just a tip, given the 5 people I bought promotion for.
Asaya Llewellyn, Glenn
Yeah.
Hosaloner,
Also,
Bruno Castillo Hernandez, Timothy Jackwith, Kincaid Berg. These all sound like fabricated AI names. I mean, we probably just have chatbots watching the live stream, right? And as soon as you start talking about the Epstein files or whatever, they'll just start spamming the chat with gibberish. That would be my guess.
I do know that I've sent it out to several groups who probably don't use YouTube in the same manner as we do normally, and so may not know. There's a lot of older people, Gen X and boomers, leaving Gmail and YouTube, not realizing that A, they're connected, or B, they need to hide themselves.
I don't know. There's no hiding yourself. It doesn't matter anymore. It's too late.
Well, but from the day-to-day folk, like that's why I'm with you.
I'm just saying it's way too late to hide yourself. It's just not going to work anymore. Like too many people have clicked to share their information. It's far too. It's gone. Like anonymity does not exist. I'm sorry, it does not exist anymore. It's gone. Right. And one of the things that I wanted to explain in regards to that is that, like, first off, Palantir has already infiltrated pretty much every system around, especially all of the legal systems, even just ATM cameras, street cameras, the cameras that the police put up in the parking lots, the flashing lights on them, because it's like, oh, we're stopping crime by putting a flashing light camera thing here in the parking lot. And it's like, well, why did you put the flashing light camera thing here in the parking lot? And you go, well, it's stopping crime. And it's like, no, it's not. You're just documenting anybody that came in and out of the fucking parking lot, right? I mean, your anonymity is gone. It's long gone. And it has everything to do with technology and the fact that we have uh, obviously corrupted interests within our government. That's just a fact at this point. I mean, if you're giving, I don't even know how much money or how much access they gave to Palantir, but how much money and access did they give to Elon Musk with his stupid fucking Doge thing, right? Because it's pretty clear he came in, went through every single office access point that he could go through. He did interviews where he was talking about how, oh, well, our system's no good because it's all segmented, right? What was he saying? There was 23 different databases, right? He was saying that our system wasn't any good because they weren't all interconnected, right? Which, if you want me to translate that for you, that irritated him because he couldn't access them all from one point, right? Which, by the way, are security specialists within the government, right? The supposed people who the goofball fucking MAGA freaks will tell you that are un-American and whatnot. Those people segmented all of that on purpose so that it couldn't be accessed by one fucking Lex Luthor himself, right? The whole point of all of those archives and files and personal information and data of ours being segmented like that and not interconnected was so that they couldn't be accessed all at the same time, right? So it was like, oh, if somebody gained access to one of the 23 or whatever, however many different databases, they got one portion of information, and then you go, okay, well, where are they going next? At least we can do heightened security and try and figure out, like, who's trying to get into the other ones, right? But Elon Musk clearly went and downloaded all of our historical information, all of our personal information, all of our social security codes, anytime you've ever encountered anything in your life, right? Like, the U.S. government has been collecting all of that fucking data. And to imagine that, like, you could be somebody, just an average American or whatever, and that you somehow have, like, evaded any kind of tracking for the last 25 years, right? Like, when did the Patriot Act go into effect? 23 years ago, right? To not have accidentally gone into a DMV, to not accidentally have gone into a grocery store, to not accidentally have gone into or driven through an intersection, right? Like, one of the weird things that I pointed out from a personal standpoint, from a personal anecdotal experience this year, is that we went to Universal Studios in Florida, and every time you go through one of the rides there, not only are they taking your picture discreetly, but they also take your picture, like, stand in front of this camera, we're going to take your picture.
Yeah.
Right? Under the guise that, oh, you could have gifted your pass to somebody else. And now somebody else is breaking the rules by using your Universal Studios pass or your Disney pass or your Six Flags pass or whatever, which just gives you, like, one thing that you can easily take away. You don't even need to be a smart person to take this away. It's that they're utilizing facial recognition technology that will operate through the day, right, in real time, to go, oh, wait a minute, somebody just got on the Donkey Kong ride and their face doesn't match their pass, right? So then they can go over there by the time you get off the Donkey Kong ride, which was like, what is it, 2 minutes or something, or 3 minutes? They could track you down and then, arrest you and charge you for stealing, I don't know, carnival rides or whatever, and that's just a private company, right? That's just a private company utilizing the current technology. And here's the other weird part. Have they licensed out that information to other private companies? Because it's a point of profit, right? It's a point of profit for sale for them to sell your personal information for having gathered all of these pictures and gathered all of your behavioral data from being at the park for the whole day, right? So have you ever gone to an amusement park because your data is probably wrapped up right there from, oh, it turns out this guy likes eating elephant ears. He took 3 shits a day. He rode 16 rides. Here's how his face changed throughout the day. Here's how his appearance changed throughout the 12-hour day that you were there, right? Until you leave. They're gathering all that data, and then they're selling it to other companies because it's a point of profit. And when you're a business, all you do is take your fucking morality, throw it out the goddamn window, and then just make money because that's the only thing that fucking matters, right? So yeah, I mean, and you know, one of the bigger concerns that I have is that like these AI programs, like I said, they're out of the box. They're not contained somewhere. People are actively using them every day. I used one today.
Right.
You know, that people are actively using them. They are loose in the internet, right? Like they're tracking whatever the fuck I'm saying and doing right now. You know. And also, like, I think I mentioned this to you, Witchy Cat, like 2 weeks ago or something. But like one of the funniest parts with the AI is that people don't realize like how fast it's operating, and they have to artificially add in a waiting. The clock, this, you know, the little thing that spins around. Like, wait, I'm processing, right? Right. Because it freaks people out that it's already processed immediately, right?
Right.
But it makes them feel better because like, oh, it took it like 12 seconds to make these images. No, those images are already made and done. It just is forcibly making you wait.
Yes, I'm
so
reminded of the plane from the Ender's Game series.
Yeah, so you feel like, oh, I still have a level of human superiority or whatever, right? Like, you know. And on the other side of the data centers, people are actually starting to realize the real world issue with frantically building all of these data centers, because for ages now, the Republican Party has been telling us that 3 things. Wind and solar are a scam somehow. Electric cars are a fucking scam, right? Electric vehicles are a scam.
Right.
Global warming and electric vehicles, not necessary. And that our grid would not be able to handle these technologies, right? If everyone, how many times have you heard, if everyone had an electric car, our power grid would go down? Like, first and foremost, you have to be a brain-rotted piece of shit to even make that statement from the sheer standpoint of the complexity of our electric grid, right? So you're telling me that all of the houses, if everyone plugged in their car at night, the whole entire grid across fucking 50 states, it's just going down? You won't get any power? No. I mean, there is a potential to get brownouts through overusage, but guess what? The grid goes back up because people are actively working on it, right? But then for the MAGA people to throw on their fucking brainwashing red hat, to join an insane cult, and then just nod their head while they breathe through their mouth. Uh-huh. The grid broke. It's going to be broken. And meanwhile, we're building these giant data centers that are chewing up and utilizing all of our power at a rate that I even forget the rate. I forget what the rate was compared to even the electric cars. It was insane. Like, hold on, we got to look this up. We looked this up a while ago. Yeah. So right now, Currently, the data centers are using 2.5 to 4.4% of the current U.S. electricity consumption, right? Let's average that out. We'll call it 3.2%, right? Data centers are accounting for 3.2% of the current U.S. electricity consumption, and this is expected to grow rapidly to as much as 10%. Okay? The current usage for electric cars is calculated to under 1%. And supposedly for all of these, for the last 20 years, the MAGA freaks, the Tea Party freaks, all of these fucking maniac Americans have been saying that there's no way that our grid could handle electric cars. And yet, they're dumping billions and billions of dollars into this fucking absolute economic balloon that is going to pop of AI, right? We're starting to see the effects of AI removing white-collar jobs. We're seeing the AI implementation across the board into the labor force, right? Which will eventually lead to the question, if AI is doing all of the jobs, and because Americans are required to work by our puritanical values that we're supposed to work digging in the dirt like fucking animals, right? In order to survive, because we can't even provide health care for our people. What are we supposed to do as far as a job goes, right? Because we've been being told by the MAGA freaks that if we tax the billionaires, they'll just move away. If we increase living wages, the companies will just fire people and put robots in place. If we force companies to help provide health care to people, they'll just implement machines, right? We've been being told that for decades now, that we need to respect the billionaires because the poors can't build companies. Only insanely rich guys with born with a silver spoon up their ass are the ones that can fucking build companies, right? And yet here we are, where they're replacing all the workers with machines, regardless of raising any of the workers' wages or health outcomes or living situation, right? Houses are fucking unattainable at this point for just a shitload of people.
Hi, I'm one of those people. Yep.
Well, yeah, and as far as companies go, or as far as businesses go, like Witchy Cat's getting edged out of the market because people are just using AI now. It's like, am I going to hire Witchy Cat to do build a website for me when I can just yell at a chat bot endlessly to do it for me? No. I mean, the companies aren't going to do. They're not going to hire if they don't have to. I don't know, but chat's like super quiet today. It's going to be like Ready Player One or Alice in Borderlands, but not Limbo. It will be Society. Yeah, unfortunately, I believe that we are headed in that direction. There was a report today that like 40% of age of in a recent Gallup poll, they found that 40% of women from the age of 15 to 44 would like to permanently move to another country from the United States, a figure that has quadrupled since 2014. The desire is significantly higher than among young men in the same age bracket, which is at 19%. The poll indicates that this desire is a significant trend, especially among this demographic, though it does not necessarily mean that they will actually move. I mean, 40% of the women aged 15 to 44 want to move. They don't even want to be in the United States anymore.
Don't blame them.
What's that?
I said I don't blame them in many ways, especially if this administration stays in power with its push for babies.
Yeah, Gallup's question asks about the desire to migrate, so these findings reflect aspirations rather than intentions. Previous Gallup research shows not everyone who wants to move will move. Yeah, well, I mean, it has to be accessible for you to be actually fucking move, right? A Mangala 666 was asking, does it say which countries they want to move to? Yes, it does, down here. What has not changed is where these younger women would like to go. Canada remains the top preferred destination for younger American women looking to leave, with 11% of those in the years since 2022 mentioning Canada as their top destination, ahead of New Zealand, Italy, and Japan. I've already expressed on the live stream here, I would probably just want to move to New Zealand.
Canada just too close?
What's
or
that?
Do you just want something massively different?
Well, Canada doesn't offer anything that I don't already have.
Fair.
You know? I mean, the baseline of living experience is higher in Canada. So, I mean, there's that, right? Like, the schools are better. The healthcare is better. The cost of living really depends on like where you're at. My guess would be I'd wager that after all of these tariff wars and the fact that Canada is building a ton of new trading partners and relationships, and they're accelerating their ability to export oil no longer through the United States, which, by the way, is another reason why I have had umpteen arguments with these fucking MAGA freaks screaming about the XL pipeline, and if they even knew what the XL pipeline was for. All the XL pipeline for was to transport oil from Canada down to Louisiana without utilizing trucks or trains. That's all it was for. It was just to transport Canadian oil down to the refineries down in Louisiana. That was it. That's all that pipeline was for. That's the only thing that pipeline had to do, was just allow Canada to export their oil to the United States. That was it. But the XL pipeline became a serious portion of their personality, right? Of that, well, Joe Biden stopped the pipeline. Okay, what did the pipeline do? It stopped America. Okay, what? Like, I don't know how many times I talked to fucking MAGA people about that stupid-ass pipeline that got canceled, which, by the way, was already fucking canceled. The company had already just given up on doing it, right? Biden just revoked the permission so that people would stop fucking arguing about it. Yeah. More French speakers, more moose in Canada. I'm not sure if there are more moose in Canada. I think Alaska might. Moose in... I'm saying that I think Alaska might level that out.
Polar bears?
Verse... Let's see. Can we get... Are there even like a fucking... There are numbers. Okay. Canada has much larger moose population than the U.S., with estimates over 800,000 moose, compared to the U.S.'s 300,000. Oh, it's because the Yukon migrating territory. That's why. So they migrate from where I live in Washington, essentially, up to Alaska through the Yukon, migrating around. They're just out there breeding, doing it in the bushes, making more moose.
Moosing it.
I mean, I would like to be a moose, man. Those guys are living the fucking dream, dude. You know? They get to grapple. They get to attack things. They get to do sex with other moose, which I think about daily.
You get your
What's that?
horn stuck in shit all the time. That's got to be some...
That's more of a deer and elk thing. I don't think the moose do that as much.
Okay.
I think their rack is more manageable than the deer and elk, because they don't have the spindly parts. They got the chonkers, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Especially once they get big, they like fill into a big blade. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the bully bowl.
It's like a shovel. Looks like you got a fucking shovel of bone up on your rack. Yeah, like this motherfucker.
Carry that around on your head for the rest of your life.
I think they're built for it though. You know what I mean? It's just like having a haircut. You know? Like this guy, he's got the big shovel plates of antler on his fucking dome piece. Yeah. Look at that. That's a thick boy right there. Yeah, I mean, I'm just goofing on the moose thing, you know. I don't think I'd actually want to be a moose. Sometimes they freeze to death, and they starve to death, and they are injured by other males, and then they die. Sometimes wolves fuck with them, bears eat them. Like, yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? It would be absolute fucking nightmare being a moose. To be clear.
A gigantic spork.
Oh, apparently Maine has the most out of the U.S. states. So those East Coast moose come south down into the down to the body of Maine to get inside there. Apparently Nova Scotia is a fucking nightmare of moose. Is that Nova Scotia over there? Shit, I'm gonna figure out my geography lesson. Moose distribution in Europe. Russia's fucked. Germany's fucked. Croatia's fucked. Finland, Norway, Sweden. Denmark looks good. Denmark looks moose free. Okay. What else we got? Is that Nova Scotia over there? That's my question. Fuck, now we got to look up Canada. Canada. I think that's Nova Scotia. Give me a map. Oh shit, I'm in Japan.
Uh-oh. How'd you tell now that is a... You're way off base.
Yeah, Nova Scotia is a problem. And Newfoundland. The Newfies. Those Newfie freaks living out there, they're in a problem too. Nova Scotia is a problem. New Brunswick is a problem. Newfoundland, problem. Labrador. Labradoodle or Labrador? What do you think?
It's
What you cat?
Labrador.
Huh? What do you got?
It's a purebred. It's Labrador.
You go Labrador, not Labradoodle?
I do.
Fuck,
yeah.
bro.
I like
What's the difference?
Labradoodles, but I don't have to groom them. That's the problem.
Labradoodle. You don't have to groom them?
I said if you don't have to groom them. They don't shed as much, but they do mat and get messy.
I don't know. My problem with the Labradoodles is everyone I've ever experienced was just like a wiggly freak, and they seemingly couldn't be trained.
Well, that's the lab. It takes a little while.
I think it's the doodle.
No, because poodles are actually one of the more intelligent breeds, at least in
Yeah.
the scientific study things.
Sure, but labs are fucking so easy to train.
Well, after they calm down, the first couple of years, they're idiots.
They're idiots the entirety of their life. That's why they're easy to train. They ain't got no fucking ideas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not like,
They
oh,
do.
hey, hold on. I've got a plan. I'm going to build a tool out of, they're not doing that.
No,
Fucking
something flew that way. I must chase it.
cattle
and bring
dogs.
it back.
Cattle dogs are doing that. They're fucking building.
Yes.
They're building their own pyramids and shit. They're building shrines to their ancient ancestors.
Engineering.
They're doing backflips and front flips and karate. They're doing it all. It's crazy. That's why I love those guys so much. Ah, fuck. What's my email password? Does anybody remember it? Hey, does anybody remember my email password?
Which bot is paying attention to your email password today?
Holy shit, there's fucking wingdings in it, I mean, come on. There's tildes. There's ambersands. There's a thing. All right. The elementary school says, Happy Monday. Just a friendly reminder that our next general membership meeting is Monday. It's next week. All right. At the library. If you need to join by Zoom, please let us know and we'll get a link sent out. Fuck you. I'm going in person, bitch. I'm going in person. And I'm going to be super goddamn polite the whole time I'm there.
Somehow I don't believe that.
I am.
Or you're going to be muzzled. But okay.
Get fucked, stay fucked. Bro, I'm a polite person, okay? I swear sometimes, and I say some crass things. That doesn't mean I'm impolite.
You say please and thank you, get fucked?
Please and thank you, get fucked, stay fucked.
There you go. All right.
Get fucked, stay fucked. For sure.
I was excited to see that the Washington State Libraries is doing a Civics 101 course online.
Who was?
I thought that Washington State Libraries.
God, ma'am, I would love the MAGA people to take a Civics 101. That would be fucking paramount, dude. I'd get the biggest proverbial boner of my life if they took civics class and then demonstrated that they fucking understood what was going on and had to pass a test.
Well,
it would be wonderful. It would be wonderful if those dipshits would go and review our goddamn amendments to the Constitution. It would be wonderful. It would be wonderful if they were familiar with any of the amendments other than number 2. And it would be wonderful if they actually got an actual fucking understanding of the Second Amendment. An actual understanding of the Second Amendment. Not some bullshit you heard at your little NRA party hosted by Clint Eastwood talking to a fucking chair. You dipshits. Yeah, it's so funny. They'll start crying and fucking pissing and moaning about Hollywood, and then Clint Eastwood will go up and give a performative interview to an empty chair about how he's criticizing Obama, and they all fucking jizz in their pants like a bunch of fucking freaks. Where do you think Clint Eastwood's from? He's only been in Hollywood for 9,000 years because he's a fucking ancient troll. How old is that freak? 90 years old?
90 at this point.
No, he's 95.
Jesus.
He's 2 years younger than my grandma.
Craziness.
Yeah, but because he was in westerns where he just like shot people all the time, we definitely better listen to him. His fucking ramblings on stage. Oh, here's an AI generated image of Clint Eastwood's happy birthday, 95th birthday. They generated an AI image and then posted it up on BuzzFeed. What the fuck? You're gonna be shitting me, dude. We are in the dead internet, I'm telling you. That's ultimately the question. I've started working on videos again, and then I'm also like 100% like in the full consideration of like, is this even worth it? Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
While Joe Rogan goes on to talk to his fucking millions of fans about how his favorite music creator is AI. Have you seen that?
No, I'm
His
not
his
as
his
surprised.
favorite his favorite music creator is AI remaking nostalgia, right? So they'll like I don't know if you've seen any of this content. People will input into a AI music generator that they'll
Okay.
do like a Tupac song, Soul in the version of Soul.
Okay.
And so because it has the nostalgia, right? Like people recognize the original song, and then it stole from every artist of all time,
Right.
and it creates a blanket, a super basic soul song, right? That obviously is played correctly because the machines are making it. And then it's an imaginary person singing the song, right?
Right.
That's Joe Rogan's favorite music now.
Great.
We'll find
Well,
out that Clint Eastwood's been dead for 5 years. Yeah, probably. It's hard to say. Has anybody seen him? Has Clint Eastwood ever been a real guy? That's also a question. What would be weirder is if he'd been dead for like 20 years. You know. And there's just some other guy has been playing Clint Eastwood for the last 20 years. Like let's say Clint Eastwood died when he was 65 and they had some other guy that was like 55 just take over for him. Right? And there's actually just a guy who's 85 now, who's just been playing Clint Eastwood.
right.
None of y'all would know. No one would actually know. And by the way, have you ever seen the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory?
Oh, conspiracy. I was like, I've seen the Avril Lavigne, but not the conspiracy. Yes, I have seen the conspiracy theory that she was killed by, I don't remember who, and replaced.
Yeah, the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory returns. A hoax conspiracy theory that Canadian singer-songwriter Avril Lavigne is dead has resurfaced on the 15th anniversary of the release of her hit single, Complicated. When this one's different. Hold on. When was the I'm gonna say that like out of all of the conspiracy theories, this is probably the only one that could be possible.
Really? All right.
Because it's too easy. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Oh, I can't play the audio from this. But she addressed that there's a conspiracy theory that I'm not me. But if you go back and you look at the pictures, it's pretty strange. Clint's teeth have never been bigger or whiter. It's Walter Goggins playing Clint Eastwood. That's right. It could be Walter Goggins. Actually, it could be like Walton. What's his real name?
Walton Goggins. And I love him.
I like to call him Walter. Walter's better.
Yeah, look at that for great periods of time.
Does he have a brother?
Ooh, there you go.
Is he dating Parker Posey? Wait, actually, this is the one. This is the one that. This is the one that freaked me out. Do you know who Maya Hawke is?
Not by name, but probably if I saw her.
Okay. So she plays the she's in Stranger Things, and I can't think of the character that she plays at this moment. Let me. Okay, hold on. Maya Hawke. Let me find her in Stranger Things. She plays the blonde girl that works at the restaurant with the older kid. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Are you familiar?
I am.
She works at the Ahoy place or whatever. She wears the Ahoy hat. Hold on, I'll post a picture for the rest of us that can't fucking bring this images to mind. So one of the reasons that I bring this person up. So this person, this human right here. Do you want to know who her parents are?
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke is one of them.
Woohoo! That's the best I can get out of the name. I have no idea who Mom is.
Who's the other one? I'll post a picture, and you might not be fast enough. Who's the other parent?
A couple seconds behind. So.
The other parent is Uma Thurman. Her mom is Uma Thurman.
Ooh. Genetically gifted from the go.
Yeah, just right out the gate. You got Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman as your parents? Like, what the fuck's going on here? And by the way, when you're really starting to wonder, like, what if these like genetically gifted people have babies? This is the babies that they make, right?
Right. And it's funny, you can watch. Now let's see if she ever hooks up with somebody from a movie. And we can just track from movie to movie to movie which ones generate babies. So Uma and Ethan would be Gattaca.
The problem, yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like they were in movies together, and I never even knew. I mean, okay, let me be straight here. When I say, I just assume that these people will have sex at some point. It's most likely going to happen, right? But I didn't realize that they were like in a relationship and had kids, right? Like I was like, what? I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I know some of the stuff that's going on in the world, but like, I was like, what?
Who's paying attention to? That's not the best picture of either. That one's better. Of that first one was not the best picture of Ethan or the daughter, who looked more like Shelley Long than Uma.
I don't. It's just red carpet pictures where they're together. I don't know. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Do I want like heavily edited fucking bullshit?
No, I don't know. They just wash out so easy, I guess. All right, whatever. She did look a little bit like Shelley Duvall in that first.
It doesn't matter. She's very attractive. Period. End of story. Like it's just get the fuck out of here. Well, here you go. Like, do you want to see like? There's got to be like a magazine cover or something. So she has like a little brother also.
Uh-oh.
No. Oh wait. No, he has like 4 kids with her. Maya, Levon, Clementine, and Indiana.
How did Quentin ever get her long enough to shoot those movies?
I have no idea. This shit makes no sense to me. I'm like, Uma Thurman has 4 kids? When did that fucking happen?
I know she was pregnant during the shooting of the first Kill Bill.
Yeah, I know that she was pregnant in filming. But, like, I didn't actively think about it.
Right. Well,
like, it's not something I was like, oh, yeah, I got to think about Uma Thurman pregnancy. I guess let's be realistic here. If you ever are, as a dude, or if you're thinking about Uma Thurman being pregnant, you're like, well, how could I get to be that guy that's doing that, right? Oh, she has 3 kids, 2 with Ethan Hawke. God damn, this is so confusing. See, that's why I can't keep track with this shit. So Uma Thurman has 3 kids, 2 of them with Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke has 4 kids. She was somebody else. I don't know what's going on. See, that's why I just assume that they're all having sex, right? Because you're like, what the hell is happening here? I don't know what's going on.
What mother named her child Indiana? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Ethan Hawke named. Okay, hold on. We got to figure out Ethan Hawke's kids. Ethan. Ethan
We named
Hawke's
the dog Indy.
kids. Excuse me, I'm trying to hold back a burp, but you're just gonna get it. It's just happening. Get fucked, stay fucked. All right, here we go. Ethan Hawke's 4 kids, all about Maya, Levon, Clementine, and Indiana. Okay, here we go. The actor shares 2 children, Maya Hawke and Levon Roan Thurman Hawke. Okay. With actress Uma Thurman, who he was married to from 1998 to 2005. It only lasted 7 years. That's sad. He also is dad to Clementine Jean Hawke and Indiana Hawke, whom he welcomed with his wife, Ryan Shawhughes Hawke. Okay, what the fuck is that name? That makes no sense. Her name is Ryan. Okay. She must be nice.
Yeah. You're ditching Uma for somebody else, then.
No. I'm just saying she must be nice.
All right.
She's no Uma Thurman's what I'm saying. Okay, got to fucking deal with that shit. The wonderful thing about children is they just need you every day. It gives you life balance, meaning your whole life isn't just about yourself, Ethan once said. He previously called fatherhood the greatest pleasure in my life and the only role that if I fail, I will consider my life a failure. Okay, well, that's all legit, you know.
Good times. And with fatherhood, I'm guessing, is making yourself a father.
What's that? No, being a father.
That too.
That's more
But
important.
earning a trophy is probably fun too. Hopefully. We named the dog Indiana.
What's
Right.
that?
Oh. Alyssa and I both quoted, "We named the dog Indiana." All these convoluted friendships.
Whose
And we've
friendships?
got presidents blowing presidents. And Jeffrey Epstein talking about it.
Oh, are we going to talk
Although-
about those? Are we going to talk about those? I put them in the title, so I assumed a bunch of bots were showing up to...
I was going to try to lead us to it through, the joys of semi-interconnection. I mean, if we're going to discuss relationships, the current hot topic is...
Oh, the current hot topic is that, like, Epstein and Trump were having some kind of group sex situation or whatever, and people were taking pictures of it. Yeah, it seems to be the case. The reality is that, like, I've known a lot of people that are open about their sexuality, right? And that's definitely not unplausible. And if one of the people that you're being open with in your sexual exploits is going to take pictures of you and whatnot, because that person is deeply invested in blackmailing any powerful person or rich person or influential person in their life, which is categorically proven to be what Jeffrey Epstein's modus operandi was the entirety of his life, right? It's probably not too strange that there's a lot of compromising pictures and whatnot, and it's pretty clear over the period of time that it is not that weird that the Russians would have copies of those. Some recent emails were released last week, of which the MAGA people are claiming that this is all just the Democrats releasing this stuff, which, by the way, the Republicans are releasing this stuff. I've heard people saying that the Democrats are attacking Trump, and so they're releasing this stuff, but the Republicans are actively involved in the situation. I've heard people saying that, like, well, why didn't they release this stuff before? And you go, well, if you understand anything about the American judicial system, these things get sealed, right? Like, this evidence gets sealed while there's a case going on, and there was a case going on, and then people have been petitioning to get this evidence released since the case has not been going on. If you guys remember, Ghislaine Maxwell, who turns out to be a great friend of Donald Trump, was convicted, for 20 years? Is that what she was convicted for?
Yep. She just hanging out with puppies and custom dinners.
Okay, I know. Before you get jumped forward into the fucking narrative, you're like, oh, hold on, let's go 20 pages ahead in the fucking story. Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years. If you guys remember that she was sentenced to 20 years on December 29th, 2021, which is essentially like the beginning of 2022. We're in the year 2025. There is a period of time where they can appeal the conviction. You have a certain amount of appeals, depending on the type of conviction, depending on what the judges come up with to rule either against your appeals or rule on the side of your appeals, or if you got to go up in court. Well, they continue to go up in court because of the high-profile nature of the conviction. Well, they eventually hit the Supreme Court. There is no court above the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, nope, this appeal isn't going to work, right? That concluded this year, I believe, if my numbers are correct. I am not a lawyer, and I'm not adjudicating any kind of law here. I'm just a guy who's talking about the timeline of what happened. From my understanding, the court would not allow the release of any of this documents because of the appeal process. And let me look this up. I'll find the Supreme Court will not address Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal. When was the date? Ghislaine Maxwell's last appeal was rejected by the U.S. Supreme Court on October 6, 2025. She also had appealed in September 2024. So the court had made a statement that they were not going to allow any of this documents to be released until the appeal process was finalized. So when Joe Biden was president, he, through the lawyers for the White House, appealed to whether or not the Supreme Court would allow the release of that documents. They said no. And he said, okay, because I'm a law-abiding fucking human being, he went, okay, we can't release it. We have to wait for the appeals to end. Right? Like an adult. Like a regular fucking sane thinking adult was like, all right, what did the Supreme Court say? They said this. Okay, we're just going to go along with that and we'll be fine. Right? October 6th is when the Supreme Court announced it would not hear the appeal because they are done with overlooking it, which she argued she should have been immune from prosecution due to a non-prosecution agreement in 2007. So they had an agreement apparently in 2007 that I don't know, she's just fucking doesn't get to get prosecuted. Okay. The decision upheld the lower court's ruling and ended her attempt to have her sex trafficking conviction overturned, which, by the way, it had already gone through multiple other courts, including the Second U.S. Court of Appeals. In September 17th, 2024, the appeals court affirmed her conviction and sentence, upholding the trial court's decision. Maxwell appealed her conviction after being sentenced in 2022. So because we were going through all of this appeals process and it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, nope, the lower court's correct. We're not even going to fuck with this. After reviewing it, like, no, we're not even going to entertain whatever bullshit you're going to bring into the court. We've already reviewed all this. We're staying with the lower court. Stop appealing, or we're done here, basically, right? Which is essentially what was motivating the Trump administration to send Trump's fucking lackey down to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, who, by the way, Ghislaine Maxwell has perjured herself multiple times Ghislaine Maxwell was charged with perjury as part of a federal indictment related to her alleged role in sexually trafficking underage girls for Jeffrey Epstein. Perjury is the crime of lying under oath, and it was one of 6 federal crimes she was accused of. The perjury charges. Maxwell was indicted on 6 federal charges, including perjury, enticement of minors, and sex trafficking of children. The perjury charges were dropped because they were pursuing the sex trafficking charges and everything. She had perjured herself multiple times. They had charges of perjury against her, and yet the Trump administration sends their little lackey down to do an interview from somebody who had perjured themselves, right? And then just be like, we should just believe her. She said it's fine. I don't know why we're supposed to believe her. We're supposed to believe her, I presume, because Donald Trump wants you to think that he didn't have anything to do with it. Which is fucking insane, because I saw earlier today, I want you guys to understand here something, that it's not a couple of people. It's not
the list.
It's not 10 people. It's not 20 people. Over 1,000. This figure was confirmed in a July 2025 FBI memo based on a review of extensive data and physical evidence that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked over a fucking 1,000 victims. Kids, man. And we're supposed to, like, be cool with this? 1,000? You understand that's, like, more kids than most people would, like, go to high school with. The entire population of the high school. Most kids have less than 1,000 kids in their fucking high school, you know? Unless you're in Texas, or unless you're somebody like me that went to high school with, 4,000 kids or whatever, right? But these two freaks trafficked over a fucking 1,000 people, according to this FBI memo. Over 200 survivors. Attorney Brad Edwards and his co-counsel have represented more than 200 victims in various lawsuits against Epstein's estate and financial institutions, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars for them. It's fucking insane, man. And we're just supposed to be like, yeah, that's fine. Donald Trump's out here just lying his ass off. The other day, he said he didn't even know Jeffrey Epstein. He met him once, is what he said.
Yeah, just the one time. Yeah, it's gross. And people think, oh, well, it's just the politicians. And then you look at the list and it's not. It's across the board elite of the time. In the late 90s, early 2000s, New York and East Coast in general. And it's gross. Bezos, Bondi, I mean, all these people were there.
I don't presume to, like, fully understand whatever the fuck Epstein was doing, like hosting parties and all of this shit, right? Like, I do presume that there were probably moments of time where they were just having, like, a gala dinner or whatever.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, it has to be the case at some point, right? I mean, it can't just be having eyes wide shut parties 24 hours a day, right? It's not physically possible, and it's also, like, not plausible that you just bring in all of these people and it's just like a dick out party. You know what I mean? Like, right out the gate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There has to be, like, some type of events that they were doing that had, like, some realistic level of
legitimacy,
right? Like, you know, oh, we're just having a ball and we're listening to rich people music. We got people with fucking violins and shit or whatever, right?
I don't know. I find it interesting that Melania, who very much was there for a large number of the legitimate and hush-hush stuff, has been dead silent on this.
Who?
As a woman, I don't understand how.
Who?
Melania.
Melania's a fucking muppet. Like, what? Who cares? What? Who gives a fuck? She was introduced to Trump by fucking Epstein.
Epstein, that's my point.
What do you mean?
I can't believe, I don't care how deeply entrenched, how used, that you can sit by and not take the out that says, look, I have the truth, here it is. I as a human or a female, one, the other, or both, I just don't get it. Sorry. And maybe that's good. Maybe it's good that I don't get it. I'm not supposed to. I'm human.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, I'm not here to fucking, like, I'm, you know, like, I'm not here to litigate, like, Melania Trump's fucking moral standards or whatever. I don't know. I mean, as far as I can tell, she was a model that was trafficked all around Russia. Then she was trafficked into the United States. Then she was introduced to fucking Donald Trump. She sucked that guy's dick a whole bunch and then got a baby in her. And then suddenly was just so talented that we had to 100% make her into a U.S. citizen, right? Because of the visa that they utilized, right? Because she was, what was it? It was because of her modeling talent, which, by the way, like, not even a good model. But then they used that visa to import her family, right? So, like, right. I don't know about her character. I've never met her. Half of the time I see her speaking, she's reading off one of Michelle Obama's speeches, plagiarized. So I don't know. Does anybody actually know who that person is? I don't know. You know, I'm sure somebody knows her or whatever. Cool. Either way, she's not an elected official in the goddamn fucking government. I don't care. I'm not here to impinge her fucking whatever's wrong with her. I don't know. I don't care. I think it's ridiculous that she seems to have read every single thing that Michelle Obama did and is just literally plagiarizing it up and down the board. I take issue with that, but also I don't have any problem with Michelle Obama's stuff because Michelle Obama seemed like a kind-hearted person and was most of her agenda was like, we just need kids to eat healthy and be more active. And you're like, okay, yeah, cool, fine, that's good. Who cares? Right. I mean, she started Melania started some initiative for orphans.
She's an avenue to info. That's where I am grumpy that she doesn't speak out. And she's
married to the guy. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, all these other people are involved. All these other rapists are involved.
And they're not going to
bring them in. Like, is my point. Like, I don't care what Melania's doing, because if you really needed to sit here and break down, like, how I categorize Melania Trump, she's probably a fucking victim, realistically. Exactly. I guarantee you there are points of threat in her past with these people, right? Like, so I don't care what Melania is fucking doing. I want the rapists to go to jail. Now, if somebody came out and there was a shitload of evidence that she was involved in that aspect, then she should go to jail too.
I'm not talking about indicting her. I'm talking about using her to get to those who should be. That's why I'm annoyed. But moving on.
What does she know? Like, and by the way, like, in anything that she would testify on is shrouded in the fact that, like, it's under threat, which is the same reason why you don't listen to Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, what's her testimony? Her testimony is Donald Trump was always a fucking gentleman to me and never was untoward ever. Meanwhile, he's being interviewed in a bus by a dude who he's talking about grabbing women by the pussy.
Yeah, I know.
Right? And you're like, well, he's not a gentleman ever, first and foremost. What the fuck are you talking about? Second of all, like, he already talks about grabbing women by the pussy, okay? Like, he's on record stating that. So why would we listen to Ghislaine Maxwell? And by the way, it's like it would be like, why don't we bring in Trump's Don Jr. and see what he has to say? It's like, what he obviously is
a victim, and she has that.
Yeah, but she's also 100% beholden to these people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're gonna like flip her on state secrets or whatever? Like, it's not possible. She's like 100% entwined with these people. I don't think it's even realistic. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, I'm fucking ridiculous right now. But like, I don't give a shit about Melania. I give a shit about the people that were raping kids. That list needs to come out, and those people will testify, so that they don't go to jail. Like, and we'll get more information. That's how criminal fucking investigations work, right? But more to the point, like, another reason why I don't care what Melania is up to is that Melania Trump launches new Fostering for the Future effort to support foster youth. Okay, I want you guys to understand why I'm critical of this. I want foster kids in care. I want foster kids to be able to get additional schooling. I do not believe that you should just drop the ball at 18 and then send foster kids off into the world with zero fucking safety net, zero fucking anything. But First Lady Melania Trump successfully organized a new executive order fostering the future of American children and families. Now, one of the things that I want you to think about is that they managed to scrape together $25 million. That's it for this program. An absolute drop in the bucket compared to what the individually Donald Trump has fucking scammed in this last year off being the president. And of course, this is taxpayer money, right? So the amount that they could manage to come together for was $25 million. That's it. For all of the foster kids, for all of this whole program, is $25 million. That's it.
Yep. Ridiculous.
So like, I don't care about Melania Trump. I think Melania Trump, I don't care, right? They're utilizing that whole performative thing from 4 days ago where Melania Trump is like, I'm going to help the foster kids, right? Okay, cool. You're going to help the foster kids. Awesome. We love it. That sounds great. What's the mechanism behind this? Well, it's some taxpayer money that we scraped out of the bottom of, or off of our shoe, right? $25 million? How many foster kids do you think age out every year?
Oh, God. Probably 400,000 if minimum. I think that's probably low.
I think overall there's like 400,000 foster kids. No, 23,000 age out every year. Out of the foster system. In 2015, more than 20,000 young people whom states failed to reunite with their families placed in permanent homes. Each year, because they get older, right? More than 23,000 children will age out of the U.S. foster care system every year. There it is right there. From NFYI.org, which is, this is the foster organization, blah, blah, blah. So one of the bigger issues here is that, like, if you just do some simple math there, you go 23,000, right? And then you divide that by 25 million. Is that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? We need one more zero on here. Boom, 25 million. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's correct. Enter. Oh, I got it backwards. Motherfuck. Invert. Where's the invert button? We'll just clear it. 25, 1, 2, 3, 123 million divided by 23,000 equals $1,086 a year. So these foster kids, they're aging out of the foster care system. Brought to, this organization brought to you by Melania Trump will have approximately $1,000 a year for these foster kids. I don't know how far $1,000 is going to last you guys. I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting to find out some of your budgets, some of your finances, just for shits and giggles. Like, I don't really need to know what your finances are, but $1,000 a year. You kind of start to divide that up by 12 months or even 52 weeks. Let's even be generous here. Let's take the 1,086. Let's say every single dollar goes to the kids. That's going to come out to a whopping $20.88 a week to help support the foster kids that are aging out. And I think if those kids play their cards right, $20.80 a week is definitely going to get them somewhere. That's not even equal to the average SNAP benefits that are provided to people who are living in poverty in our country. I believe the average is $186 a month. What's the average? Mm-hmm. Average SNAP
It's 186.70.
benefit in the USA. Yeah, $4.80 to $6.20 per person per day in 2024. Average person about I was right again. 187 to 191 per month when they average it out. It's 187. So I was fucking right again, you bitches. You motherfuckers.
You so rat.
$187 a month. So, these foster kids can look forward to less than the SNAP benefit, which, by the way, the Trump administration was single-handedly touting cutting the entirety of SNAP. Anyhow, right?
Yeah, it was a fun few weeks there.
A fun few weeks? It's fucking 6 weeks.
I know.
Strangely enough, coincides with October 6th, when the Ghislaine Maxwell the Supreme Court overturned her appeal.
Interesting.
And then, strangely enough, the Republicans refused to vote on releasing those files over and over again. Probably because Mitch McConnell's in them.
Now it's game on. Trump wants us to release all those files.
Trump can release them right now. I need you to understand that. I need you to fundamentally understand that. Trump could release them right now. So whatever the fuck he's saying, he's lying about.
Obviously.
Because he has the authority to release them without anybody voting on anything.
Yep.
Immediately. He could immediately release them.
Pick up the phone, call Ms. Bondi, and say, do it.
It's not even that. He does have to sign a piece of paper. It's very difficult.
Oh, well.
Very difficult. But the auto pen, right?
Shh, we don't use that.
But the auto pen.
No, auto pen. Auto pen bad. Auto pen.
I don't know. Anyhow. Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman have kids.
It happens.
Shit's wild, bro. Did anybody order anything good off of Amazon? Let's find out. Somebody ordered copy paper. That's hot.
Wow. All right. Off Amazon? Okay.
Somebody ordered vacuum attachments.
That would be me. The mice ate my wet vac attachments.
That was you?
Yep.
Oh shit! You're ordering shop vac attachments. Look at
That's right. You finally discovered my dark side.
Your vice.
Wet vacuuming.
Shop vacuuming.
That's right.
You don't have to do it wet. You can do it dry.
No, this one is specifically for wet. I have a dry back too.
So we're going in dry.
Baby.
Anybody smell Astroglide? Nobody's buying any vibrators, man. I'm telling you, it's not working. We should switch it up. But nobody bought any shirts either, so I switched it up and it didn't work.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, yeah,
Thought
no,
about
yeah,
it,
no,
but
yeah, no,
I
yeah.
thought that it was a little out of my budget, so I just went with the attachments.
Shop vac. No, I don't care. I was just laughing when nobody's buying them.
There should be other stuff on there. I know I bought more stuff.
Oh, the daughter has requested that we pack her lunch more often because she's having trouble eating at lunch because she has to wait in line and doesn't have enough time to eat. She fucking dilly-dallies when she eats. That's her problem.
That's good, kind of. Bolting your food isn't usually recommended, no?
What?
Plus, lunchtime is an important socialization tool.
I don't know. I mean, it's more of a conditioning tool, right? Because like they don't provide like enough time for the kids to fucking eat.
That's true.
And it's kind of frustrating, you know, because they give the kids 20 minutes to eat.
20 minutes? God, it's gotten... Okay.
Yep.
Wow. All right. That's ridiculous. In elementary school? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we got to fit in all the kids, you know what I mean? Yeah, let me look. I can find this. I found it before. Yeah, lunch schedule. Yeah, so 11:50 to 12:10. So yeah, they have 20 minutes. It's because they have to rotate all the kids. So the little kids and the big kids. The bigger kids.
That's crazy. I'm sorry.
You're sorry for what?
That I think that's crazy. I guess.
You're sorry that you think that that's crazy?
I'm so sorry, man.
You know, the thing is, like, I mean, it's the schedule. I mean, they have, like, a certain amount of time in the day where they can, like, serve lunch, right? And they know that, like, if the big kids and the little kids are in the lunchroom at the same time, that doesn't work. So they already tried that. So, like, kindergarten, first and second go first, right? So all the little ones are all eating, and then they vacate, and then 3, 4, 5 is going.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. I mean, if you want to donate to build a bigger cafeteria or something, then that would be cool.
I gave memberships, so my donations are down, but
It's too late. We don't have enough. Guys, we need more memberships so we can build a bigger cafeteria at Olivia's school.
hey.
I mean, the bigger problem is that, like, we don't fund our public schools in the United States. It's fucking insane. It's bizarre. Like,
Yeah.
we're out here living in fucking bizarro world where our local schools are funded by property taxes. You know, like if you're in Europe or New Zealand or Japan or whatever, like, I want you to sit down and think about if your schools would only be funded by local property taxes, how completely and astronomically fucked that would be, because guess what? The schools in the fancier areas get more money, and the schools in the shittier areas get less money. And actually, I was listening to Scott Galloway over the weekend because he has a new book out. I don't know if I really want to read the book because I listen to his podcast quite a bit. And I'm going to run into the... I'm going to run into probably the same issue that I ran into. Like, what's a good example? Like, if you listen to Joe Rogan and you go see Joe Rogan's, comedy, it's just a bunch of shit that he mentioned on his podcast. It's fucking terrible. I'll probably run into the same issue there in a way because Galway's always talking about specific things, and I'm guessing the specific things that you're talking about is because of what he was putting in the book, right?
Right.
And like one of the issues that he was talking about was hold on, let me look this up. Versus private per student. So one of the weird things in the United States is that he was saying that like average per pupil funding spending in the U.S. is $14,347. So it's $14,000 a year is how much funding goes per pupil into public schooling in the United States, whereas in private institutions they're averaging closer to $70,000 a year per student. More often than not, that gets categorized as 40,000, right? But one of the bigger things is that so private schools, one of the goofy things that private schools do is they are able to have boosters and outside investors, right? Excuse me. So, and because it's a tax write-off to donate, it is a tax write-off to donate to schools. Like you could donate to public schools, and it's a tax write-off. But one of the big things that happens is that these people will donate to the schools that they went to, right? Or that their kids go to. And then they're able to handle investment monies, right? So the investment money dividends and whatnot are much less correlated in that data of where it's 40,000, right? Where it's 40 versus the 14, right?
Okay.
It's like two different numbers. But then you go, well, how do you get to 70? And it's like, well, the actual number is closer to 70 once you start to include all of the private monies that are held, that are invested, and then returning money, right?
All right.
And so when you start to think about it and you go like, oh, well, the public students, it's like, well, why are the public students so underfunded? And it's like, it's because our public school system in the United States is funded by property taxes and property taxes alone. So if you live in an area that's shitty and sucks and your properties are devalued, right? Like the school is not going to be funded very well. Right. And you just see it time and time again, especially in the United States, right?
And what about states like Indiana and the others that are now going to try it without property taxes? What's that going to turn into? And now there's a whole new battle for how schools be funded, or an old battle, depending, I suppose, on how you look at it. But
well, I mean, I think that the reality is that like it should be these schools should all be federally funded, and it should have oversight, right? Like that's how it should be happening.
Yeah, it should be across the
board. But it will never, not in this environment, right?
None of that socialist bullshit for this country.
Right.
So I don't know how I completely was blindsided by the Katie Wilson news. How I heard nothing about her, I guess, because of the Mamdani New York City trumpeting. But go Seattle.
What, electing Katie Wilson?
The Democratic Socialist.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm 100% chilling on making an assessment here
Okay.
on that. Not because she's supposedly a democratic socialist. I don't know that she is. I mean, first and
Right.
foremost, I don't really know. I mean, the couple times that I heard her speak and the things that I heard her speak about, I'm like, okay, well, she's well spoken, so obviously she has, like, communications training. The where is her? Hold on, platform. Here it is. So her public platform is kind of weird because a lot of people were criticizing the fact of her lack of experience, which is going to be fundamentally a problem,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like when you have no experience in this shit. She apparently is the kid of a rich family, so she is kind of like a rich kid position
Right.
type situation, which doesn't mean that she's not intelligent.
Right.
But I fundamentally am like immediately kind of turned off because of our federal situation where we have a rich kid who's out of his fucking mind, right? What's their platform? Her platform says she wants to build social housing. Seattle voters have resoundingly called for twice instead of opposing and undermining it, as Bruce Harrell has done. In 2 special elections, voters have affirmed that they want the city to build publicly owned, permanently affordable housing for people and families at a range of incomes. Unfortunately, Bruce Harrell chose to be the face of opposition campaign funded by Amazon and the Chamber of Commerce. As your mayor, I will work energetically with the new Seattle housing developer and make sure it has the technical support and capacity it needs to succeed. A growing mixed-income social housing sector won't just provide affordable housing for its residents. Okay. Pursue a $1 billion bond for union-built affordable housing because incremental progress isn't enough. We need bold action to build more homes faster and rein in escalating housing costs so that the people who make Seattle run, janitors, grocery workers, baristas, rideshare drivers, hotel workers, security guards, social workers, can also afford to live here. King County is currently studying the feasibility of a $1 billion bond to create thousands of new units of workforce. A $1 billion bond to create thousands of new units of workforce and social housing. Seattle should do the same. Beyond accelerating our new social housing developer, the city can do more to support the community land trusts like Homestead and Africa Town, creating opportunities for affordable home ownership and rental housing in communities at risk of displacement. What's Homestead? Homestead is a community land trust. I've read about these guys a couple times. Their website does not scroll down. There we go. Affordability that lasts, stability that matters. Where are these guys working? Homes in development. Here we go.
Are they the ones with the projects in the last couple of decades over down on Beacon Hill and in that area?
They're currently Finney Ridge, Renton. Coming soon. Woodland View. Homestead will develop at 19. Jesus, what the fuck? Homestead will develop at 19 permanently affordable condominium homes. What the? Come on, man! Like,
Hire a
fix your
copywriter for
fix your
that shit.
fucking website, you sons of bitches! God damn it! 5819 Finney Avenue North on land contributed by a private donor. These light-filled 1- and 2-bedroom homes will be fossil fuel-free, energy efficient, and built to a high quality and durable standard. This development will feature a common room meeting space Blah, 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 blah. I gotta read because I can't read and speak fast.
Okay.
This project will include the sale of 6 condominium homes to be sold without income restrictions, and proceeds from these homes will be used to reduce the prices of the affordable homes. So they're going to sell. See, this is the problem. There it is. Right there.
Yep, that's what happens each time.
Yep. This is what happens every single fucking time. You build this thing, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about right here. And it highlights it right here in their fucking article. This is Homestead's website, looking right at it. This is the article in their own website of how they're planning to do this. And this is what has happened in Seattle over and over and over again. They build this big building, okay? And it says right here, this project will include the sale of 6 condominium homes to be sold without income restrictions, and proceeds from these homes will be used to reduce the prices of the affordable homes. And I want you guys to visit a little area called South Lake Union, because this is exactly what happened in South Lake Union. They built up all of these affordable living spaces. They sold them off as condominiums, and here's what happened. The people living in these spaces, the pricing and the value of these locations kept going up and up and up and up. The valuation goes up because these are privately held properties. So let's say when they introduce this, they sell each condo for $350,000. They sell the lower condos to people for $200,000. Okay? They sell those condos off. This gets an evaluation because of its location, because of the amenities here, the everything that's going on. Because the people have bought into this at a loan, that means you're going to be building equity, right? Because as the property value increases, you're going to build equity. That's the whole point of buying a property in the fucking first place, right? Equity is very important because equity is what essentially your profit off of owning a piece of property is, okay? Now, let's say you bought your condo at $200,000. You're living down here. You're a fucking, what did they say? Janitor was one of the jobs? Okay, let's say a janitor buys one of these condos, is living here for 3 or 4 years. He gets hired on to become a janitor, no longer at something on Finney Ridge. He gets a janitor job at Boeing and says, well, I got to move to a new location because my Boeing janitor job is 40 miles away, and I don't want to drive 40 miles each way every day in the horrendous fucking traffic around here, right? Exactly. So, when it comes time to sell his property, what do you fucking think is going to happen? Do you think he is going to sell his property for $200,000?
Nope.
Fuck no. He is going to sell it for whatever the fucking market value is. Now, this is great for that individual person who is going to take their equity and move away. But what this is going to do is open an opportunity for investors to step in. Investors will step in and supply money to somebody to buy these condominiums up. They will start to break down the walls in between the condominiums and turn them into luxury condos that are eventually $1, $2, or $3 million a piece.
Yep.
And then will be inaccessible to anybody unless you're extremely wealthy. This is what happened before. This is what has continued to happen, and it will continue to happen until somebody can fucking legislate this shit and make it into a law, which is not going to happen because anybody who owns a piece of property is going to vote against any legislation like that, including myself, because the last thing I want to do is shoot myself in the equity.
Yep.
I don't want to fucking liquidate my equity for nothing in return, right? Like, you have to put some kind of legislation in place that can make everyone whole for all of the equity that they are going to lose. And how the fuck are you going to do that? That's never going to happen, right? Is someone going to come out here and cut me an $80,000 check just because?
Nope.
Nope. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that $80,000 check and I'm going to invest it into a goddamn property so I can build more equity again, right? Like, that's why. That's why this shit is so fucking difficult. But this is what's going to happen to these properties. Mark my fucking words. It's happened over and over and over again from really well-meaning people.
Yep.
You know? And, like, that's what's going to end up happening. And the reason I say that is because that's what's happened time and time again. And like I said, you know, I'm not going to shoot myself in the equity. I'm not going to take my equity and throw it in the fucking garbage. You got to be shitting me. I ain't going to fucking do that. So what you literally need to do in order for any of this shit to happen is you actually have to build. You actually have to build publicly owned properties that are federally, state, whatever, owned by the actual public. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it. And you have to implement some kind of leverage in place to fund and keep these things going and keep them maintained, right? Because you can't suddenly just say, hey, we're going to charge you $3,000 a month for your publicly subsidized fucking we own it apartment, because it has to be, we have to go through and we have to replace all the water heaters and the roof and the siding and the fucking windows and shit because it's all fucked up, right? Like, you can't do that. So you have to implement something in place in order to fund these fucking things. So I do agree that you could issue bonds, but here's the problem, is that, like, it is incredibly difficult for states to issue bonds because a state is a state. The federal union is the federal union. So if you're like, hey, we're Seattle, we're issuing a bond. Does somebody want to invest in our bond, right? Well, they go, well, why don't we just buy U.S. bonds? They're the whole entire country, right? So then it immediately then just defers to a fucking federal input again, right? And so you can't just be like, oh, well, we're going to issue a bond, and someone's going to fund the bond. Someone's going to buy the bond, and then we're going to have a bond in order to do it. It's like, who the fuck are you going to sell it to? Jeff Bezos? If Jeff Bezos holds all of the bonds, now all of a sudden he holds the influence over what the fuck you're doing because it's a singular owner, right? The whole point of democratic socialism, the whole point of democracy is that you take away the individual incentive for the benefit of the entire society. That's the whole fucking feature. That's the whole feature of democracy, right? Like, the reason that everybody votes for the president, right, is because it basically affects you zero to cast your vote for the better person out of the group of people who are running for president, right? You know that, oh, my vote is one of 150 million or 200 million or whatever, right? Like, my very small percentage, right? And this is historically speaking, this is just human nature, right? That you would take all of these votes, that it would not make any sense for somebody to vote for the guy who's actively a piece of shit, which essentially has worked for the last 200 years. It has fallen apart in the last 10 years due to the influence of AI, shitty media companies like Sinclair Media putting out their scripts to every local fucking news station, for media promoting people, right? For media doing things like normalizing billionaires, extracting all of the money from all of us fucking poors, right? That's why it's failing, because of the outside influences that democracy had never really projected for, right? But how are we going to do any of this shit if none of these mechanisms are going to actually work? Like, I'm all for voting for somebody. I don't live in Seattle, so I can't vote for the mayor. It doesn't matter. But, like, we need to see, like, fundamental things that actually fucking work in order to do it. And by the way, one of the reasons that I refer to the federal government is that the federal government has the ability to print money. The federal government has the ability, right, to do whatever they want. One of the reasons that I have been fucking absolutely shit piss mad at the United States is that the last 45 years of the entirety of my life, we have been printing and dumping money into our goddamn military into a absolute fucking black hole. Trillions of dollars a year into a fucking black hole that is our goddamn military, right? With the only result that we're ever seeing is that these very, very small groups of people are cashing in gigantic paychecks on the backs of it. Somebody please tell me, how much does the guy from Halliburton make every year, right? How much does the guy from Palantir make every year? Because I think he was being interviewed by the president the other day, or just sitting around eating lunch with the president. Owner of Palantir, right? How do you spell it? Palantir. Oh yeah, they have to spell it weird. That's right, Peter Thiel, the fucking piece of shit. I was forgotten his name. Along with Alex Karp and the other guy, Stephen Cohen, right? Yeah, not to mention that, like, fucking Peter Thiel going on Joe Rogan and just being like, "Oh, it's all good, bro. Don't worry about it."
Jeff Miller, CEO of Halliburton, 18.33 million salary, earned 22 million in 2020. Let's see.
Yeah. And my point this whole fucking time, the whole last 40 years I've been able to talk, right, has been,
Right?
if we take even half of that fucking military budget and invest it in the actual people of the fucking United States, we'd have roads literally paved in gold, looking like goddamn Wizard of Oz shit out here. Right? We'd have fucking solar panels built into the roads that just powered everything, and you wouldn't even have a fucking electric bill. Right? We would have fucking wind turbines for days on federal lands, just rotating around, creating all of the electricity that you could ever imagine that you would ever need, and you would get it for fucking free. Right? Because we used to do that in the United States. We used to do that in this country. Where do you think all of the hydroelectric dams came from? Do you think it was a private investor? Do you think it was like Jeff Bezos of the 20s was like, "Hey, bibbidi bobbidi boo, I'm going to give you $100 billion. Just go make some dams. Who cares? I don't really need this money. I'm just I'm altruistic, you know. Look at me. It's all good, baby. Boopity boo." And then put his monocle on and go dance around with Mr. Peanut at some imaginary Great Gatsby party, which, by the way, our current president is throwing Great Gatsby parties.
Was Mr. Peanut the only one with a monocle, a cane, and a top hat you could think of?
The Mr. Peanut. He was from the 20s, you fuck.
Okay, fair enough.
God damn it.
I thought you were going to go for the Monopoly guy, but same deal? Both work?
I forget when he was introduced. The reason that I brought it up is because he was introduced during that time as a fucking... The reason that he was introduced is that they were making fun of the like super rich people at the time. Hold on, where am I? Hold on, where did he go? I had a historical image. I want to show you the images. History. Here it is. Yeah, 1918, 1919, 1922, 1925, 1926, 1927. He only ever really got solidified in 1927 to 1948.
All about to talk about the monocle and the cane, I'm telling you. And spats. Doesn't he have spats?
What? Yeah, he has spats, which is fucking dope, dude. I used to wear spats because I'm a baller. I'm balling out of control. I gotta find some of my old spats.
Underwear and spats? Just.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I got it right here. I'm gonna show you. I have spats. Yes, I do.
I totally see you.
What? It's for when I'm moving quickly through the underbrush. My fucking bootlaces don't get all clogged up with thistles and shit, and fucking birch trees and bullshit in my boots, so I can move fast through the brush and karate kick your mom right in the vaginus.
God, somebody needs to. All right.
Yeah, so here it is. It was introduced in 1918 to make fun of the opulence of the fucking the high class. That's the whole point. That's why this exists. That's why I was making fun of and throwing Mr. Peanut in there. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. You crazy son of a bitch.
Crazy like a fox.
Don't badmouth me.
I'll badmouth you if I want to, motherfucker.
I'll fucking fight you in the street.
Ooh, bring it.
Fucking fisticuffs. Fisticuffs for real. Did we stop broadcasting? I don't know. Even people aren't even commenting anymore. Who gives a shit? Yeah, but the whole reason that Mr. Peanut was introduced at the time was to make fun of the opulence of the rich, and so that you could, it's marketed towards people that you could be like a rich guy too and eat the rich guy food.
That's why they're cocktail nuts.
You're only saying that because it has cock in it. That's the only
No.
reason you're saying it.
No, because
That's the only reason you're saying it.
For cocktail parties. Well, it's not. You're
That's the
sober
only
now,
reason you're
but-
saying it.
All right, fine.
That's the only reason.
It's not.
Anyhow, that's the end of the show. Get fucked, stay fucked. Bye-bye.